What's going on YouTube? So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my biggest lessons I've learned over the years from working out as well as being a fitness coach. I've been all over the place. I've been skinny. I've been put in the hospital multiple times. I've had so many setbacks, torn my ACL. I've been overweight, and as of today, I'm in incredible shape. I have 14 miles later today that I have to run, but I'm training for another marathon. Just overall, I'm in incredible shape. But yeah, I'm going to share with you my lessons I've learned so that way you can take them and apply them to your own, workout program and just your life in general. So you can be healthy and you can get in great shape. So as you can see, I'm in a different house than I normally am. I'm actually in South Carolina right now. And then this is one of my dogs. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So I'm just gonna share with you guys my backstory. When I was young, as you can see right here, I was incredibly skinny. I played soccer, so I was active and whatnot, but I just could not put on weight. I had what people call a fast metabolism, but I had low confidence. I was born with cystic fibrosis. Those of you guys that don't know what that is, basically it's extra mucus in your lungs, your pancreas, kidneys, so it makes it harder to process things, all right? And with your pancreas, basically it releases enzymes into your stomach, so your stomach can break down food and absorb the calories, absorb the protein, the fat, etc. Because I have that mucus in my pancreas, the enzymes can't get to my stomach. So that made gaining weight a lot harder. It made working out a lot harder. But in second grade was my first time that I got put in the hospital. I had a PICC line in my arm. I was probably in the hospital for 2 weeks, I want to say. I can't exactly remember. But I started lifting sometime between then and in this picture, but I didn't know what I was doing. I would rarely hit legs, so I ended up tearing my ACL in a soccer game. And then in between me tearing my ACL and just 2 years ago, I was lifting, I was active, I put on quite a bit of muscle, I got in really good shape. But yeah, I got put in the hospital, so I ended up losing a lot of my gains, my athleticism. And once again, you can see I have a PICC line in my arm right here. This is me in the hospital, and yeah, there's my PICC line with my little IV machine that I had to walk around with. But I got the fungus from doing landscaping as well as my cystic fibrosis. Those two combined really had that fungus growing in my lungs. But after about 3 weeks, I got out of the hospital. I got the IV taken out of my arm. But yeah, a few months after I got out of the hospital, I got a gym put in my garage for free because I have Make-A-Wish, and I got that from cystic fibrosis. But as you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff here in my gym. It doesn't look like this now, but a squat rack, a treadmill, deadlift platform, easy bar, plenty of stuff. But after the hospital, here's a picture of me. I put on some weight. I lost a lot of my muscle. Yeah, I couldn't even breathe walking upstairs, without getting out of breath. But because I was just sitting in the hospital, I really just thought to myself, I don't want my genetics to be something that holds me back. So I proved your genetics isn't holding you back, okay? Because a few months after me getting out of the hospital, I ended up training for a marathon, and I ran a marathon. This is me. Here's the finish line. It was called the Flying Pig Marathon. And fast forward a year, this is me. All right, this was probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I'm training for another marathon. I'm in great shape, as you can see. But yeah, that's some of my backstory. And then before we get into it, I want to share some client results just so you guys know that I know what I'm talking about, right? So, that way you're not just listening to some guru or some guy that has no idea what he's talking about. But here's some of my clients. This is Connor right here. He was 215 pounds when he started with me, and he's down to 165 after just 5 months, and he didn't go to the gym at all. I made a video on him actually, so if you want, you can go and check it out. This is Hudson. This is him at the beginning of working out with me. He was 235, and then here is him from about a month ago. He was 215, but we got him down to 205 now, so I need to update this picture. This is Cole. He's lost 40 pounds. This is Emmanuel. He lost 15 pounds in just 3 months. And then Mindy, she lost 20 pounds in 4 months. So yeah, there's just some proof that I know what I'm talking about. And I'm just gonna share some quick little lessons from being a coach. Everybody has their limiting beliefs, all right? Whether it's, you have bad genetics, okay, you have a slow metabolism or a fast metabolism. So the people that come to me that have a slow metabolism, I tell them, track your food for a week, come back to me, tell me how it is. They come back to me and they're like, Braden, I'm eating way more than I thought. And I'm like, yeah, it's not your genetics. Same thing goes with, having a fast metabolism. Like I said before, I had what people call a fast metabolism, all right? I was very skinny and I put on some weight. I'm 195 right now. So your genetics, they're not an excuse, all right? I have cystic fibrosis. I ran a marathon. Okay, I'm training for another one. I could easily use my genetics and my crappy lungs as an excuse, but no, all right? And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this so hopefully you realize, dang, like this guy did it, so can I. Time. People say they don't have time. Guys, it doesn't take a lot of your time out of your week to work out and to get in shape. If your goal is to lose weight, realistically, you only got to go to the gym 2 times a week for 45 minutes to an hour. If you want to gain weight, you want to put on muscle, dude, it takes 3 days, 45 minutes each. What is that? That's like 3 hours a week if you're including drive time. You're telling me you don't have 3 hours a week. If you say you don't have 3 hours a week, go look at your screen time on your phone. I promise you, you have the time. So that's not an excuse. Those are really the 2 most common excuses I hear on why somebody's not in shape. A big thing is, not knowing what it takes to get in shape, which is why these lessons, I'm going to teach you these because they're so important. But most people aren't consistent, okay? They go to the gym they lock in for a few weeks. They're good with their diet. They cut out fast food. They go to the gym consistently. They're hitting workouts consistently. But they aren't consistent after those few weeks because they went so hard that their body is just done. So what I want you to focus on, instead of just going all out 100%, I want you to just slowly ramp it up. All right, if you're not going to the gym right now, do not go to the gym all of a sudden 5 days a week. Just start with 2. All right, once 2 is easy, up it to 3. Once 3 gets easy, up it to 4, etc. And then with food, instead of just suddenly cutting out fast food, let's say you eat out 3 times a week, do not cut all of that out. So if you're eating all this sugar, all this fast food, and then you suddenly cut it out, your whole body is just gonna be like, dude, what the heck? Like, it's gonna be in like survival mode. Focus on slowly getting better. And then another big thing is accountability is a cheat code. That's what I've learned from being a coach, is that so many people, they need to be held accountable, okay? Because let's say you're just doing something on your own, you're doing your own workout program, you're eating on your own, you don't realize the flaws, you don't realize what you're not doing, because, having an extra set of eyes looking on your program or what you're doing is gonna help a lot. That doesn't necessarily mean having a coach. A coach can hold you accountable, but also having a friend go to the gym with you, or just telling a friend or a family member or a coworker that you wanna lock in, you wanna get into the gym, you wanna get in shape, whatever it may be. Having somebody there that knows you're on your journey, it's gonna help a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and get into my biggest lessons. Okay, number 1 is that it's you versus you. Okay, so stop comparing yourself to people on social media. Oftentimes they've been working out for years. And also, you don't know the behind the scenes. A lot of people are on steroids, they're on peptides or whatever, right? So don't compare yourself to them, even if they're not on that stuff. They've been working out for years, more than likely. Okay, most people that you look up to on social media. So it's you versus you. Just focus on slowly getting better. All right, and then number 2, track your workouts in progressive overload. So many people I talk to at the gym, they don't track their workouts. They just go in, they do whatever they feel like. They don't really have a routine. And you need to be tracking your workouts, because if you don't, you're not gonna get stronger. You need to know what weights and reps you did last week. That way you can increase the weight and reps that you do this week. And that's gonna make you get stronger, okay? You're not gonna get stronger doing the same amount of weight week after week after week. That's how you stay the exact same strength. And don't get me wrong, it's good that you're getting into the gym, but you need to be tracking your workouts and you need a progressive overload. Progressive overload is what I just explained, where let's say you do 50 pounds on bench press this week for 10 reps. All right, 50 pounds for 10 reps. Next week, you wanna go in, you wanna try and increase that. Maybe try and go for 11 reps or 12 reps, okay? That's progressive overload. Number 3, diet is more important than training. So when I first started lifting, okay, so around this time when I tore my ACL, I didn't even think of nutrition being a factor, okay? I just eat whatever you want and just go super hard in the gym and you're gonna get stronger. That's not true. All right, it took me years to learn that diet is important and how to diet. If you have a bad diet, but you're training 7 days a week, 6 days a week, 5 days a week, you're still gonna make no progress. Maybe you'll make a little bit, but diet is so important, okay? So I'm just gonna go over some basic things. If you wanna lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. Track your calories. If you wanna gain weight, you need to be in a calorie calorie surplus. Protein, you want to get about 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight a day. I know these things are kind of confusing, but download MyFitnessPal. I'm not sponsored. It's just a great app. It's going to get you right. It'll ask for your weight, your goal, and it'll give you what calories you need to hit, what protein you need to hit. Those are not the only two important things. You also need to make sure you're getting in a good amount of carbs. People think carbs are bad. They're not. You need to make sure you're getting in a good amount of fat, because fat's gonna regulate your hormones. Carbs, they're gonna give you energy. But yeah, go download that app, MyFitnessPal, MyFitnessPal. PAL. Number 4, track your progress. So there's 3 ways that you can track your progress. Number 1 is tracking your workouts. Look back on your workouts, what weight you used to do, and compare it to what you do today. Number 2 is track your weight. All right, ideally once a week, same day, same time, track your weight, okay? You don't need to do it multiple times a week, because you're just gonna hyperfixate on the scale rather than what you need to be doing, which is training and taking care of your diet, okay? And number 3 is progress pictures. Ideally, like once a month. That's what I have my clients do, is once a month take progress pictures. But it's so important to track your progress, because a few months ago you might have weighed 200 pounds and now you're down to 180. You want to be able to look back and be like, oh my gosh, like I looked like that and now I look so good, or I look so much better and I lost 20 pounds. So track it. It's going to make you feel so much better. Number 5, intensity over volume. Like I said earlier, you don't need to be going to the gym really for anything over an hour. If you're training for anything over an hour, more than likely you're not having an intense workout. What do I mean by intense? So, training to failure or close to failure. So let's say I'm doing bench press right now. Okay, I get 9 reps, 10 reps, 11 reps, and 12 reps, okay? Your last rep shouldn't look like your first rep, anywhere close to it. Your last rep should be a struggle. Doing that, that's gonna promote a lot more muscle growth. When you do that, when you get close to failure or get to failure, that means you have to do way less sets. It's gonna take way less time in the gym, so you don't need to be in the gym for that long. And what I mean by volume is just having a lot of sets. Like I said, you don't need a lot of sets to have a good workout, as long as you're being intense with it. And number 6, I'd argue this is close to being one of the most important ones. Like I said earlier, get somebody to hold you accountable, whether it's a friend, a coach, family member, or just anybody, okay? Let them know what your goal is. Let them know, you're going to the gym 2 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever it may be. And just keep each other updated on, how it's going, what you're doing. But yeah, I would say these are my biggest lessons I've learned over the years. So I hope you guys took some value from this, and make sure that you actually applied these things to your workouts. I hope you guys enjoyed, but just some things on what to do next. If you struggle with getting in good food, all right, you can't find good, delicious, and nutritious recipes or food, I got you. I've got a huge list of recipes. All right, go try them out. I meal prep them. As you can see right here, this was probably like 3 days worth of meals that I made in 2 hours. Okay, so it's super easy. As you can see, this is chili. This is my chicken gnocchi soup. These are burritos. All of it's super good. So go check them out. I'll put a link in the description. And then also, if you want to book a call with me, I'm going to put a link in the description as well. And what this call is going to be for is to work with me for one-on-one coaching. So if you want to be just like some of my clients, no matter what your goal is, I work with you. So, if you want to lose fat, gain weight, put on muscle, run a marathon, run a half marathon, whatever it may be, I'm going to coach you. I'm going to create a step-by-step program for you. I'm going to help you with your diet. I'm going to keep you locked in. I'm going to hold you accountable. And these clients, a lot of them admit that, like, dude, I couldn't do it without the accountability. I can't stress accountability enough. Get you a friend, get you a coach, somebody to hold you accountable. Book a call with me. I'll put it in a link in the description. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you got a lot out of it. This is like my 3rd week of uploading to YouTube in a row. So I'm gonna keep it up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But peace out.